Welcome back. I'm Ashley Adams, and today we're breaking down another key concept to help you become a better poker player. Players are often faced with a decision of whether to just call a raise preflop, called flat calling or flatting for short, or whether to raise a raise, known as three betting. As with most betting decisions in poker, what you do depends on the specific situation you're in and what you want to accomplish. Let's start by looking at the advantages and disadvantages of three betting, that is, raising a raise pre-flop. Raising a raiser will tend to fold out those players who follow your action. So if the four seat raises to $10 in a 1-3 game, and you in the hijack seat make it $25, the cutoff and the button are likely to fold, getting you last action on all future betting rounds. This is advantageous to you because it will give you last action post-flop. You will get to see the action of your opponent or opponents before you will need to decide on your action. This is an enormous advantage, as you will be able to vary your action based on what they reveal in their betting action. They check, looking weak, and you can bet to steal the pot if you don't hit, or you can check behind them and see the turn for free. On the other hand, if they bet and you can fold if your hand has missed completely, or you can call if you think they're bluffing, or re-raise them if you think you are ahead and want to bet for value, or as a bluff to steal the pot from them. Three betting will also add fold equity to your hand. Your three bet may get them to fold. The amount of time that they fold their hand is your fold equity, making an unprofitable or barely profitable hand of yours very profitable. Three betting also is likely to give you the betting lead on the turn and the river, as your opponent, if he calls your three bet, is likely to check to you on the turn, concerned that you are ahead and not wanting to risk a raise from you. Disadvantages of a three bet. Your chief disadvantage comes if you are behind the three better. You will be putting in more money with the worse hand. With the weaker hand, your three bet is costing you money in the long run unless it is successful in deceiving your opponent. Another disadvantage is that your three bet gives your opponent an opportunity to four bet you, to raise you. Advantage of flatting. Flatting, that is calling, tends to end the betting. If, for example, you are under the gun, call, it's folded to a raiser who is raised, and it's folded to you, your call will end the betting. This allows you to see the flop more cheaply than if you three bet, and a lot more cheaply than if you three bet and were four bet. Another advantage of flatting is that it disguises a very strong hand, encouraging a player in front of you who raises to continue to bet the flop and potentially the turn and the river. This gives you an opportunity to extract extra money from him, either in the form of his bet or in a ladder street, a raise from you when he might be less inclined to fold, having committed more money to the pot. This is frequently the case with low-skilled and recreational players who you want to be playing against. Disadvantages of flatting. Well, the biggest disadvantage is that flatting tends to let in players who have position on you as they reason, wrongly or rightly, that they are getting proper pot odds for a call as your call enlarges the pot. Another disadvantage is that flatting encourages more aggressive players to come in for a raise after you, attempting to buy the button for themselves by knocking out players after them or looking to squeeze both you and the raiser out of the pot with their 3-bet. Either way, this puts you in the disadvantageous position of having to decide whether to call their raise behind you and whether to check or donk bet the flop, knowing there is an aggressor behind you yet to act. Adding to your potential misery is the possibility that your raising opponent may 4-bet or may call the raise and then bet the flop, putting you in the middle of a raise sandwich. With so many variables, how do you decide which line to take? Tend to 3-bet unless you can think of a very good reason to flat. Tend toward the aggressive line. It will tend to be the better one unless circumstances dictate an exception. What are those considerations that might cause you to flat rather than 3-bet? If your opponent is extremely nitty and is unlikely to raise without an absolute top quality hand, but you have a strong pair or ace-king, you should tend to flat and look to set mine with your pair, or if you hit top pair, top kicker with your ace-king. Otherwise, you should neither flat nor 3-bet, but fold. If your raising opponent is a very loose, aggressive player, you might want to occasionally flat to trap him with your strongest hands, though this is risky unless you are on the button or other late position, as you might let in other players. Similarly, you might do this if your opponent often raises weakly, flatting him as a float play, meaning you are planning to knock him off this hand with a bet or a raise on a ladder street. If your opponent is likely to keep barreling with his bluffs, you might flat to get him stack off to your superior hand. If your hand is only moderately strong and there are callers, you might flat to see how the flop defines your hand, saving your aggression for those times when the flop hits you. But again, flatting should be the exception, not the rule. The rule should be that if you are in, you want to be 3-betting, unless there's a good reason, as described above, for flatting.